Reporters swarm Jair, eager for a statement about the A-rank gate incident. The reporters press on, shouting questions about Jair subduing an S-rank hunter during the dungeon break. Jair thinks to himself that making money as a hunter was just a coincidence. Jair thinks to himself amidst the chaos, stating he's just a piece of crap. He can't understand their questions. Jair mumbles plans to himself, questioning how he got into this mess. Jair panics, thinking the S-rank hunters he subdued might come after him. He also remembers making an enemy of a top ranker in a gate. Jair thinks to himself about what he's going to do from now on. He decides to say no comment. The reporters yell questions, demanding if he manipulated his rank. "Do you have anything to say?" they ask. The reporters are still murmuring about Jair. He clenches his fist, annoyed by their misunderstanding. The crowd roars, chanting, "Hunter Kim Guryok." Jair clenches his fist tighter. Jair silences the crowd with a sharp, "No comment, you mammal brats." The reporters look confused by his statement. The reporters question Jair's insult. They demand if he's really an S-rank hunter and ask for answers. Jair thinks it doesn't matter if he is strong or useless, he won't stay on Earth long. Jair recalls his past life on a planet of advanced magical civilization. He was the strongest wizard. Jair recalls his old job. It had terrible working conditions and no pay. Jair thinks about how he couldn't even leave work on time in his past life. Resigning was the biggest problem. Jair remembers how even escaping the office was difficult due to magical restrictions. Jair thinks the rulers of Alfieri controlled everything, so he thought to kill his boss. Jair explains that he can't harm anyone from Alfieri, including himself, so suicide is difficult. Jair thinks they restrict the body with magic, but they can't restrict the soul. He can escape freely. Jair finally completed his escape plan after 10 years of trials and errors. This was his only way out. Jair separated his soul. He knew he could settle on a distant planet to avoid pursuit. "It worked, I succeeded." Jair separates his soul from his body to escape Alfieri. "I knew I was a genius," he exclaims. Jair's soul shoots toward Earth. He shouts, "You fools, good luck managing this planet without me. Finally, I'm resigning." Someone grabs Jair's hand. He's surprised and looks at the person. Laying down, Jair asks himself, "What's this?" He looks at his own hand in confusion. He feels a strange presence. It's like a long mass of protein moving around him. "Reincarnation is nothing if you're with me." He gets up from the bed and speaks in Earth's language. It doesn't seem like there's any problem moving around. He seems confused. Jair realizes something went wrong. He was supposed to inherit the previous owner's memories perfectly. Jair screams in pain. He feels a sudden stabbing pain in his abdomen and struggles with fragmented memories. More fragmented memories appear like a film reel. Jair shouts in frustration, wondering if something went wrong again. Jair's fragmented memories continue flashing before his eyes like a film reel. Damn it, this body starved to death. Before reincarnating, Jair set conditions. To be the strongest magic user, the smartest would follow. Jair clutches his stomach in pain. "It feels like someone poured acid into my stomach." Jair stands up, trying to get used to his new body. "To stop the pain, I need to eat." A flashback of his home planet surfaces, light. Our home was mostly liquid. Remembering his home planet, Jair contrasts it. "This place I came to is different." Jair experiences bright sunlight and the sensation of solid ground beneath his feet. Jair's stomach growls loudly, "This isn't the time, I need to find something to eat." Jair starts to lose consciousness. Everything is turning gray, no wonder this body starved to death. Jair realizes, "At this rate, I'm going to starve to death again." A man gratefully eats a bug. A kid walks by eating a sausage, happy that he isn't that man. Jair stares longingly at the kid's food. He thinks about stealing it. Should I steal it or not? He sweats profusely, tears welling. This is the dilemma of a lifetime. Jair stares wide-eyed at a passerby. A sign nearby says, "Report immediately." He is unaware of how suspicious he looks. Jair freezes as a person approaches. What's that? Wait, it left, what should he do? Jair eyes the flower bed. It doesn't seem edible, but decides to eat it anyway. He examines the flower. Is this edible? Jair questions his desperate decision to eat the greenery. Jair hears a scream and wonders if it came from the kid. Jair walks closer. The kid is terrified, shaking and sweating. What could have scared him so badly? The boy yells, "A monster!" as a giant red bird-like creature looms over him. The massive bird-like monster screeches, its golden beak gleaming menacingly. It seems ready to attack the frightened boy. The bird monster dives down towards the boy who is screaming loudly in terror. The monster's massive, sharp teeth glisten as it descends towards the boy. He cowers, helpless against the imminent attack. The monster slams into the boy with a powerful blow, sending him flying. He crashes to the ground, groaning in pain. The boy screams as the bird monster attacks. Destruction surrounds him as he struggles. The boy desperately cries out, "Save me," as the monster bears down. Jair is shocked. "It's a bird," he says. "It is as big as a house." Jair thinks to himself, "Wait, hold on, maybe this is actually good." He strokes his chin thoughtfully. He thinks, "I can eat birds." Even 2 or 3 would still taste good to him. A man thinks to himself, "Conquering this small planet will be no trouble at all." The man realizes that the giant bird is using magic. He smirks. The man is surprised, feeling a surge of power. Magic power, and it's incredibly strong. The man is overwhelmed by the sudden influx of magic power he's experiencing. The man thinks, here it's like diving into a swimming pool. He says to himself, "With this much magic, I am sure there's nothing I can't do." The boy calls for help, screaming for a mister or uncle to save him. He is in dire need of saving. The man says, "Fine, I'll help you, child, but there's a condition." The man orders the boy to hand over what he has. The boy, terrified, exclaims he'll give it to him. The boy cries out in desperation, "Just spare me." The man says, "Stay back for now." The man thinks, as the head of the 1st Mage Division, I could destroy it easily. The man is confused by the overwhelming power. He is tense about this new environment and cannot believe what's happening to him. The man tries an explosion spell, but it doesn't work. Next, he attempts water magic, which also fails. Finally, he tries shadow invocation and curses, but those don't work either. He wonders what's going on as his magic continues to fail. My magic isn't working. The man struggles, his hands shaking. His body starts to get crushed by the pressure. Jair finds himself face to face with a monstrous creature. Can Earth survive this? A man screams for help as a car speeds towards him. Another man yells in shock from inside the vehicle. The driver shouts furiously at the monster. Are you crazy? Will this beast be the end of Earth? The driver knows if the monster sees him, it won't stop chasing. I have to go in another direction. The man gets struck by the large red bird monster and cries out in pain. The large red bird monster descends from the sky with incredible speed and power. The man sprints away from the monstrous bird, desperately seeking safety among city streets. Panting, the man wonders why it's chasing him, as he feels himself getting weak. The man decides it's best to change directions. Can he outrun this monster bird? The massive bird slams into another vehicle, shattering it to pieces. The chase continues in a new location. The man looks up in fear. That big guy is flying, but the bird is gone in a flash. The man continues to flee from the massive bird monster, terrified. I'm going to get eaten. The man groans and wonders aloud, does this body have a disability? He screams as the giant bird attacks, clawing at the earth in a rage. Is there anywhere safe? The ground is scratched beneath him. Jair is sent flying through the air. Jair clutches his head in pain as the bird continues its destructive rampage. Jair weakly states, "Oh," amidst the destruction. He is surrounded by devastation. He struggles to his feet amongst the rubble, barely able to comprehend the scene. What happened? What is this? Dazed, Jair wonders how such a foolish bird creature could exist. Is it bird-brained? Jair's stomach rumbles at an inopportune time. He thinks, this must be an edible bird. A mysterious woman appears before Jair. A blonde man in the background says, "You, how?" A woman watches in horror as people yell, "Hurry!" Is she an ally or is this something else? Someone says, "Some uncle got caught instead of me." A child shouts, "We can't be late." The once E-rank bird monster is now a beginner killer. What could have caused this transformation? The narrator claims the bird monster's rank is now C, charging as fast as missiles. Someone shouts to wait, realizing there's a person amidst the chaos. A woman is in shock. A. As Jair observes the bird monster, someone else is watching him. What the? Could it be that he did that alone? The crowd is alarmed, with a kid calling for a police officer. Someone has been caught by the bird monster. The civilians arrive after the rampage and say, "Thank you for your hard work, sir." A hunter was nearby. Jair wonders what happened, but he can't remember. Someone exclaims, "You caught it that quickly." Someone questions if Jair just happened to run into the monster. This beginner killer's habitat is inside a sandy gate. A woman explains that the bird can be killed without using hands properly. The surrounding people analyze Jair. This person should probably be at least C rank. A man shouts "Wait" before exclaiming "You" as he notices Jair. The blonde man appears to be threatening a young boy. "You didn't forget our promise, did you?" Jair drools over the thought of food. "It's been ages since I needed food." A tangerine is snatched as the kid tearfully thinks, "My fresh tangerine." A handshake is initiated to show respect. He responds, "Ah, yes," but another woman approaches. He scratches his neck nervously saying, "Sorry, I don't have my hunter ID." The woman responds, "Ah, I see." The woman observes Jair before questioning if he is a registered hunter. Jair thinks he doesn't even know the body's name. The woman shouts about the awakening test, questioning Jair's power usage. That's illegal. Jair is confused by the situation as others take pictures and argue nearby. But could I really be screwed like this? The woman insists that she is a registered hunter, but I left my hunter ID at home. Jair looks defeated. "I'm never coming down this road again." He vows to change his life. The man grabs his registration card. "Ah, here it is." He reads the name aloud, Kim Curieo. Kim Curieo has no hunter ID. He notices cigarettes and ashtrays, wondering if the body ever registered as a hunter. Curieo's eyes snap open. He remembers now, cigarettes. The old Curieo was a smoker. Curieo realizes the owner of this body used to smoke a lot. Curieo stands as energy surrounds him. His past life on Alfieri floods his mind. The text explains that external magic is linked to nature and spells. An epiphany strikes Curieo. He exclaims, "So that's why I couldn't cast magic. It seems the key lies within this body's compromised lungs." Curieo sighs, pondering who could have ruined this body so badly by smoking. The lungs are awful. Curieo kneels, considering his situation. What's done is done, what can I do about it now? Curieo stands tall, resolving to move forward despite the challenges he faces. "I can't give up like this." A police officer asks Curieo why he did what he did. Curieo is speechless, processing the officer's words. Curieo hears someone say, "I'm sorry," as he is getting carried to safety. Curieo wonders if he greatly underestimated life on Earth. He's already in trouble. 10 minutes have passed since the personal investigation began. Jair's stomach grumbles loudly. He feels extremely hungry. He pauses mid-thought, a new smell filling the air. What's this smell? He wonders, sniffing the air with interest. The smell leads him to Sunhee's pork soup. To think there was food nearby. He thinks it's hot but also very tasty. He can't stop eating it. He slurps down the soup, completely enamored. "Gulp, I think I'm falling for this food," he admits, enjoying the rich flavors, but his mind drifts to a strange thought. Jair freezes, realizing he forgot something important. A man recognizes him. "Aren't you that hunter from earlier?" The police officer stops him. "Ah, wait a moment, before you go," he checks his records. The officer believes Jair has recently awakened as a hunter. He hands him a flyer for the Awakening Examination Center. "It's free, get tested." Jair ponders the awakening test, wondering if it's a common Earth concept. "They're so insistent, maybe I should try it." Jair stares at the Awakening Examination Center flyer. He thinks he should look into this further. He arrives at the Awakening Examination Center. The examination center, huh? Oh, he mutters, a bit unsure. Kim Kuryeo glances at the Awakened Ability Evaluation rank. He stares at the F rank with utter disbelief. F rank. He finally remembers Kim Kuryeo. Turns out he was an F rank awakened. Sion Wooyeon greets Jair. Hello, she asks, what brings you to the association? Jair panics internally. He remembers lying about having his hunter's license earlier. Oh no. He apologizes, saying that he panicked and lied. He actually doesn't have his hunter's license, he admits. Jair states his rank is F. Sion Wooyeon is shocked. Then how did you catch the beginner killer? Sion Wooyeon recalls the bird monster. That stupid bird rammed its head first into a wall on its own, she thinks, remembering how Jair dealt with it. Sion Wooyeon remembers Jair's fearless face when facing the bird monster. Why is he trying to hide his strength? Sion Wooyeon thinks Jair's power is much stronger than he lets on. Maybe he's planning something bigger. Sion Wooyeon explains how Earthlings express emotions. Jair thinks he needs to learn to be more friendly. The man grins, thinking he was lucky. Sion Wooyeon wonders about his true strength, looking visibly shaken. Sion Wooyeon suddenly remembers something. She asks Jair his name. After he tells her, she gives him 50,000 won. Please take this. Jair is surprised by the sudden money offering. Why are you giving me this? He thinks about the soup he ate this morning. I could buy 6 bowls with this. The blonde man exclaims about the 2 million won price tag. Sion Wooyeon has something to say about that. The man recalls processing hunters under his name. If certain people hadn't fled, they could have obtained hunter immunity. He looks down, clutching the 50,000 won note in a bloody hand. I'm sorry. Sion Wooyeon says goodbye to the man. It's all right, have a good afternoon then. The man clenches the 50,000 won tightly. 2 million won, you say, he thinks. He remembers that back home, a monster like the bird is just a bug on the street. The earth is surrounded by money. To survive, one needs money, and to enjoy life, I need even more. The man smirks sinisterly, clutching the 50,000 won. So, I've got to become a hunter. The man realizes how bleak his future was. Until lunch he had no money, now he has a chance. He's determined to become a hunter for the money. I'll hunt with magic and make a living. A man excitedly points. Hey, a gate opened over there, he exclaims. The crowd is murmuring. Another person is awestruck. Wow, it's my first time seeing a real gate. Gates are categorized by magical density. The higher the rank, the more dangerous the monsters inside. The newly inspired hunter stares at the gate. They said monsters live in there. He thinks to himself that the gate needs to be analyzed, but with people around, it's hard to enter. The man notices a faint energy signature. What's this? It's nearby. An enormous magical signature erupts in the sky. Another gate has opened. The newly inspired hunter lines against a tree, panting. Phew, that slope nearly killed me. The new hunter sees the gate tape blocking it off. What's this now? The man answers his phone, a concerned look on his face. Hello, manager, he asks. He confirms their arrival at the gate over the phone. Are there any civilians around? He asks. Yes, Yoon Seung-ah. The manager is on the phone. Don't worry, we'll start the investigation right away. He sets off towards the gate. The manager says, it stinks, a cave in midsummer. The magical density is D rank. A hunter notes strange gates jump levels in magic density. He sighs, let's wrap this up quick and grab a drink. The hunter's party explores the dungeon. One hunter asks to slow down, but their leader refuses, impatient to find a monster. A hunter says Yoon Seung is young but always timid. They have an A-rank hunter. Kim Kuryeo is worried. What is there to worry about, he wonders. Kim Kuryeo walks deeper into the dungeon. The sounds of his footsteps echo. Kim Kuryeo realizes he's gone deeper into the dungeon. Why haven't I seen a single monster? He stares intently, sensing a strange energy. This mana, it's small and crude, yet overflowing with vitality. Kim Kuryeo thinks as he continues to walk. Kim Kuryeo feels a surge of energy and stops in his tracks. Someone else has entered the gate, he observes. He peers cautiously around a corner. Kim Kurieo spots something in the distance while peering around the corner. What is that thing? He spots a massive creature with glowing eyes. Blood drips near it. What happened here? He sees two men on the ground, seemingly lifeless. Kurieo remains vigilant. The massive creature with glowing eyes stands tall. A menacing aura surrounds it. A woman screams, "Oh my God, they died in a single blow." An ally yells, "Don't panic." Another shouts, "Yoon Seung behind you." Their fear is palpable. Yoon Seung unleashes a blast of blue energy, hoping to hit the creature. The blue energy erupts, engulfing the creature. Yoon Seung and his allies brace themselves for impact, hoping their attack landed. The blue energy attack disperses, revealing the aftermath of Yoon Seung's strike. Debris rains down. As the debris settles, a lone figure appears unharmed within a glowing shield. The creature unleashes a massive shockwave, a blinding display of raw power. Kim Kurieo peeks from behind a rock. "Oh," he mutters as he sees the armored figure in the distance. The two allies comment on Yoon Seung's power. Against that big guy, one begins to strategize. The force of the shockwave throws Yoon Seung to the ground. "Huh," he grunts, struggling to get back on his feet. Yoon Seung lies on the ground, defeated by the creature's powerful attack. Yoon Seung is blasted backwards through the air from the immense power of the attack. One of the allies screams Yoon Seung's name as he plummets towards the ground. The massive creature is ready to attack again. Its presence is overwhelming. With a burst of energy, the creature lunges forward to attack the fallen Yoon Seung. The ground trembles with each step. Before the monster can strike Yoon Seung, an S-sword pierces through the air. The S-sword pierces through the air with incredible speed and impact. It's heading straight for the massive creature. Time seems to... A sound of slicing pierces the air. Debris falls around the fallen Yoon Seung. The ally looks up in shock, witnessing the sword's arrival. Can it be stopped? The ally's eyes widen, sensing an immense destructive force. "Ah," he says as he is being pummeled by the force. The S-sword makes contact with the creature. A deafening scream echoes through the dungeon. The impact is tremendous. Can it stop the creature? Yoon Seung lies helpless, knocked out from the monster's shockwave. "Now's the time, use the binding magic quickly if we can't." One ally shouts, "Hold that thing down." Another screams, "We won't get out of here alive." They worry about the team being wiped out. Kim Kurieo is shocked by the turn of events. "What?" he questions, surprised by the sword's ability to pierce the monster. An ally questions Kim Kurieo's actions, asking, "Where are you going? Are you leaving us behind? What about Cheolmin?" Yoon Seung's mind races as he lies defeated. "This isn't right. Don't go, please don't run away." The creature collapses, the S-sword is firmly embedded in its chest. The dungeon shakes with the impact. Yoon Seung's eyes open, glazed over. "What I feel is not anger, but emptiness." A rank awakening during the dungeon break. Massive guilds offered him connections and achievements. The panel reflects on a change of events. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, but to think I'd end up like this. The S-sword pierces the ground beside Yoon Seung, leaving a massive crater. It halts the creature in its tracks. Kim Kurieo is fed up with how things are unfolding. "I really can't stand it." An imposing golem towers over the scene, made of stone and starlight. The golem's primary function on Alfieri was daily chores and construction work. But these are no ordinary golems. They are war machines ready to crush anything in their path. Alfieri was built on the labor of golems, even specializing in golem weaponry. This golem is on guard duty. The gate is private property and Jair has unfortunately awakened its guard. He braces for a fight. The war golem towers over them, an imposing threat. The slime speaks, "There are always other ways." The golem swings its massive stone fist, ready to crush Jair under its immense power. The ground shatters as the golem's punch connects. Jair's survival instincts kick in, even without magic. He has to evade this attack. The sheer force of the blow sends a shockwave rippling outwards from the impact. Jair thinks he can dodge due to the golem's size. He's wrong, this body, it's too weak. Jair is sent flying through the air from the force of the impact. He crashes into the dirt. The golem prepares for another strike. Jair stares, wondering how he will escape this impossible situation. The golem raises its foot to stomp down on the fallen gyre. There is no escape. The golem brings its foot down with crushing force, an inescapable doom looming over Gyre. Will he survive this brutal assault? Suddenly a voice booms. Stopping the golem is simple, a plan already forming. Gyre realizes stopping the golem is simple, as he just needs to input the stop command. The slimes mention that only the owner can do so. Gyre's energy surges, mirroring the golem's power. He prepares to input the Alfury stop command. The golem's movement's slow, but it hasn't stopped completely. Gyre realizes the emergency command was not enough. The emergency command only slowed it down. Gyre has to remove its core. Gyre realizes he needs to remove something from the golem to stop it. I'm not keen on doing it barehanded. Gyre asks himself, but what choice do I have? He prepares to act. Gyre notices the golem's core within reach. He grabs for the glowing orb. The golem's eyes glow menacingly. Gyre is undeterred, steeling himself for the challenge ahead. Gyre calmly assesses the situation. It's simple. Yoon Seung-ah's words echo as Gyre lies injured. I understand that you want to become a hunter. Another person worries it's dangerous for Gyre, but a confident voice replies, don't worry. I'm an A-rank awakened. Gyre's mom is worried. He reassures her, I'm a hunter now, so you don't have to worry. Flashbacks of a promise to Gyre's worried mom. He'll prove himself as a hunter. Just trust me. The people around Gyre continue to say, Yoon Seung-ah, and be careful when you work. Badly injured, Gyre finds himself on the ground. He is determined despite the pain. From Gyre's perspective on the ground, a suited man appears saying, what is this? The suited man is shocked. Gyre managed to get the golem core. How did he even get in here? The suited man grabs the core and wonders, a hunter. Did Gyre just prove himself? A suited man is on his way. Gyre is injured and unable to move as the sound of footsteps echoes. The suited man turns towards Gyre with a look of shock. Gyre's still on the ground, badly beaten. The suited man extends a hand to Gyre, asking, do you need help? But the narration breaks to remind us to read on Eros scans for updates. To enjoy more of this quality manhwa, read on Arvin scans for more chapters. Someone is reading an article. They say, these good news daily bastards. He doesn't think the article has anything to do with Yoon Seung-ah. He wonders why it had to be the future. The man argues that strong hunters are always famous. He reads posts about a blonde with heterochromia, thinking it might be Gyre. He acknowledges that the reporters are focused on the A-rank monster. He shouts, Director. The director states that even A-rank hunters are targets if they show weakness. Someone asks why they didn't say they caught the golem. The director is quiet. It seems he's thinking about what to say next. The director apologizes, but he says he had to be honest. He owes the hunter. The director defends the hunter's character. Are you sure? He adds that they let him live otherwise. The injured man understands. The director removes his glasses, saying, since you're saying that much. The man with the arm sling responds with, yes, I'll take my leave now. The director relaxes, commenting that someone killed the golem easily. He wonders about this strong hunter's integrity. He looks at the message on his phone and thinks, I'd like to meet them once. He unlocks his phone. He's surprised by what he sees. Earthlings are gods, he exclaims, having been up all night. He wonders if he's in heaven. After reading news articles, he thinks he's gained a lot of information. He reads on, learning that gates are not private property. Each gate has different entry restrictions and requires approval to enter. He also reads that An Yoon Seung isn't some thief trying to steal a gate. After his realization, he reads about what is required to enter a gate. Looks like I need to get a hunter's license first. The safety training inside the gate ends and devices are to be distributed. Jair thinks, this is boring. Everyone gets a device after the gate training. Jair looks at it, questioning if it is a hunter's license. Someone asks Jair where he's been living. He thinks to himself, I guess I've made it obvious. A man holds a device made with pixiglass technology. Another person asks if everyone received their analyzers. The order is to reflect the poison butterfly. Jair questions if they want him to reflect *that. A poison butterfly is scanned by the analyzer. What will Jair do next? Jair realizes Earthlings use tools to identify enemies and finds out it can search for items too. Items. Someone instructs everyone to use their analyzers to find resources. Another analyzer shows unable to find data. Jair wonders if it works on people. The device scans heat fruit. Jair realizes it has an item identification function. The analyzer displays not found. Jair wonders why the analyzer doesn't recognize the nearby resources. He thinks, wait a minute. Jair wonders if the device only detects things with mana. It seems to distinguish valuable and non-mana-based items. Jair learns some items are still useful, even without mana inside of them. Jair thinks that the soil is a prime example of something. At first glance, it looks like ordinary soil. It's time for absorption magic. Jair recalls that the absorption magic is rare. He thinks that's odd here. Jair realizes if this world studied magic, his absorption magic would be recognized. He asks himself why nobody knows about it. Then, wait a minute. Jair interrupts the staff, asking when Awakenas first appeared in Korea. The staff member explains that Awakenas appeared 7 years ago after a dungeon shock. They appeared all over the world. Jair sees a floating slime monster in the distance and wonders, what, 7 years? Jair is shocked, saying it's only been 7 years. Magic has existed for 60,000 years in Alfeury. Jair finally understands why he has been living with primitive people all this time. Jair is baffled by Earth's technology. There's no way electronic engineering has developed so rapidly. Jair stares intently at the analyzer screen, thinking, this is completely fascinating. Jair turns away from the staff. He thinks, I can use it without being detected. A man holds a slime monster, his other hand dripping with black liquid. To enjoy more of this quality manhwa, read on Eroscans for faster updates. Hunters are a profession that can make you millions if you try. In reality, lower-tier hunters live a hellish life. He has trouble with one leg. Hunters are a dead end when he can't use magic, but starving to death again is not an option. Jair finds a bag full of unknown dust. What could this be used for? He learns the dust can kill some monsters on Earth too. Too bad they reside in C-rank gates. He also notes that he is ranked F and an alarm goes off. Someone startled Jair, he drops his phone. The notification mentions a B-rank monster appearing nearby. Jair grabs his suit jacket and wonders what evacuate means in this context. He looks worried. People scream as they realize a dungeon break is happening. Someone remarks on how big the B-rank monster is. Jair is surrounded by panicking people. He wonders if he should run away. A huge, lizard-like monster now stands on top of the Namsen Tower. A man shoves Jair through the panicking crowd, saying, "Excuse me, coming through." Jair replies, "What's up with you?" The man stares back at Jair, asking what his problem is. A slime monster floats between them, covered in question marks. The blonde man retorts that Jair is just lurking. He claims to be a hunter doing research just like Jair. He asks about Jair's rank. The blonde man smugly says, "F rank." An old man nearby laughs at Jair for being weak. "You just laughed, didn't you?" A photographer mocks Jair's rank. Jair wonders if he heard correctly, someone just laughed at him. The lizard-like monster roars from the top of Namsen Tower, tongue extended. Soldiers open fire from a helicopter. They shout that the monster is heading toward the civilians. "Shoot, hurry." The helicopter's bullets strike the lizard-like monster, causing explosions but no damage. Hunters have arrived at the scene to support the army. A helicopter full of hunters flies toward the huge lizard monster. People scream as the monster shatters the building windows while rampaging. The monster's attack shatters the building's windows. Jair is pinned to the ground with the blonde man. Jair jumps into action, summoning his magic to attack. The lizard monster stares at him with multiple crimson eyes. The lizard monster tries to bite Jair and the blonde man. They look terrified. An armored hunter shouts that the monster is trying to escape beneath Namsen Tower. Suddenly an arrow flies from the distance, hitting the lizard monster. The monster screeches in pain. The lizard monster cuts off its own tail to escape. It bleeds everywhere. The monster is enraged and slams its huge claws into the ground with incredible force. Jair uses a powerful magical attack. Will it be enough to stop the monster? Jair focuses his energy. A surge of magic erupts around him. His eyes glow with power. Jair's magical blast hits the lizard monster, causing it to crash to the ground. The monster has been hit. It's right above Jair and is ready to strike. The dust from Jair's attack spreads through the city. What will happen now? The man grins, excited about the hunters succeeding. They caught it. They really caught that thing. People are excited to see the hunters. Someone asks for an autograph. The story reveals that A-rank hunters are the top 3% of all awakened individuals. They are powerful and admired by the people. The crowd is ecstatic. "It's on Yoonseung, I've only seen him on TV." Jair is shocked at the crowd's reaction. A stranger grabs Jair's hand. "It's you, what a surprise to see you here, I owe you my life." Jair remembers something. He recognizes the group and the hunter leader. The Hunter Association is interested in the hunter leader's group. The hunter states that he noticed Jair glancing at them earlier. He's not angry. An Yoonseung smiles, introducing himself formally to Jair. Jair nervously responds, "Kim Kurieo." An Yoonseung seems friendly. Then, "Do you have some time?" A mysterious figure also wants to talk to Jair. Sweat beads on An Yoonseung's face as he looks towards someone. He appears to be wearing advanced hunter gear. Someone asks a question, seemingly wanting something back. "So you really want to repay me?" The man seems unconvinced, thinking of other ways he could pay Kurieo back. He recalls Kurieo saving his life. The blonde man recalls a time he was running from the police. He thinks back as he says he can help Jair. He holds up his phone, displaying a map. "Can you go to the gate with me for a bit?" An ominous sky hangs over a dark forest. setting an unsettling mood for what's next. His partner asks if something is wrong. He has been in a bad mood. The Hunter Association member doubts how Kurieo is acting right now. He questions how he can be so weak. Just a moment ago, the man says it's an honor to join Jair in the gate. He wonders if he will gather materials. He wants to clarify something because Yoon Seung seems to misunderstand him. Yes. The man is shocked, holding up a hunter license with Jair's picture on it. The blonde man offers to be Jair's porter. Someone believes the measuring device was broken. The man says he knows about the Hunter Association, since Awakened are mobilized for dungeon breaks. A rumor suggests some people manipulate their awakening levels to avoid association control. So is that why? They arrive at the gate. The gate looks exactly like something he saw online. The man questions the monster's name, calling it a flame spitter. This monster was discovered in Ohio. The blonde man seems impressed by Jair's knowledge and thinks he knows a lot. The two men are surprised by the emergence of many flame spitter bats. What danger awaits them inside? Suddenly, the flame spitter bats attack. The two men are caught in a fiery explosion. Amidst the fire, Jair asks, "Oh, this?" He seems unfazed by the exploding bats. The bats explode, revealing monsters underneath the fire. What will happen now? Amidst the fiery chaos, the man realizes these exploding bats are for situations like this. Amidst the chaos, the man asks why Kurieo insists on using items. He wonders if he can catch monsters barehanded. The slime thinks Jair is dumb. He wonders if Yoon Seung knows about awakenings. Kurieo reflects on his powers, thinking, but we didn't earn this through effort. He finds the power uncomfortable. Amidst the chaos, Kurieo admits he doesn't rely on his awakening abilities. The slime wonders if that is true. The man realizes easily obtained power disappears just as easily. It makes the slime nod. The blonde man is impressed, now understanding Jair's motives. He begins to suspect a new revelation. Someone exclaims, "Huh." On Yoon Seung suddenly gets goosebumps around Jair like he is around an S-class hunter. The man questions Jair's previous statement. He asks what he said to Alfieri's best magician. The man is surprised. The blonde man is amazed. He asks if Jair can hide his mana too. Jair answers, well, roughly, yeah. The man asks him to call if he wants to do something similar. The blonde man explains that his team disbanded due to an accident a while ago. He's only been awakened for 6 months. An Yoon Seung recalls being betrayed by a comrade, making him feel the same way as Jair. He agrees to help him, not wanting to refuse. Kim Kurieo tells An Yoon Seung he won't save him from danger. He says to protect himself. An Yoon Seung is impressed by Kurieo's demeanor. He thinks that Kurieo is being modest. An Yoon Seung asks if Kurieo thinks he'll be hurt if he lets his guard down. Jair replies that he is 22 years old and considers his chance to be in the graduating class. He asks Jair to wait a minute and realizes something. He then wants to exchange phone numbers. The man is shocked to see the age on Jair's ID, 22-24 years old. The man says it's only a 2-year difference. He then says he didn't mean to offend Jair. Jair states he has no memories of college, and his phone contacts are empty. The question lingers, hanging in the air amidst the mysterious atmosphere. What on earth is Kim Kurieo? The narrator wonders what kind of life Kurieo has lived so far. Gate mutations are on the rise. The Hunter Association admits they can't determine the cause of the rising mutations. As gate mutations rise, the citizens begin to grow worried about the future. Want to read more? Join the Discord or visit the Scan website. Yesterday, Jair received a message from An Yoon Seung, offering him priority entry into a new gate. Jair can't contain his excitement. A new gate has appeared in Korea ready for investigation. Today's the opening day. There's a rumor about an unfamiliar plant inside the new gate. Maybe it will restore my magic, Jair thinks. A large crowd surrounds the swirling blue gate. Someone recognizes An Yoon Seung nearby, preparing to enter. A person remarks that most people are just spectators or journalists. An Yoon Seung notes the unexpected crowd size, observing the spectacle. An Yoon Seung questions something he is sensing as a red sports car speeds past. The red sports car screeches to a halt near the gate, surprising everyone. Huh, Kang Chang, someone mutters, recognizing the driver. Kang Chang Ho exits the vehicle. People murmur, surprised by the S-rank hunter's arrival. The crowd wonders if Kang Chang Ho, one of the top 3 S-rank hunters, is here. An Yoon Seung observes his stable mana. Kang Chang Ho's piercing green eyes gleam under his sunglasses. A spectator wonders, aren't his eyes unusual? A man whispers that Kang Chang Ho supposedly has dragon eyes. A rare item, he believes. Why is he coming this way? Kang Chang Ho approaches the blonde man, his voice stern. Your name, he asks. The blonde man seems confused. The blonde man introduces himself. Kang Chang Ho coldly replies, I wasn't talking to you. Kang Chang Ho smirks, thinking that Jair is only F-ranked. Really, is that true, he thinks. Kang Chang Ho wonders if he sensed the dormant mana within Kim Kurieo. Mana is merely a power output organ. It's said a sorcerer of Kang Chang Ho's level can gauge someone's potential easily. Jair offers to show his hunter ID to prove his point. Kang Chang Ho smirks, dismissing Jair as a mere F-rank hunter. Someone calls out to Hunter Kim Kurieo, but is that Jair? It's time, they say, a little urgent. Someone calls out to his Hyung to hurry. You don't know Kang Chang Ho. The man pauses. I've been away for a while. Kang Chang Ho eyes him suspiciously. The man replies that he doesn't want to gossip, that Hunter doesn't have the best reputation, he states. A voice asks why. The man explains that nobody wants to enter a gate with a criminal. His cousin entered a gate with Kang and got attacked. The man suddenly realizes that they rushed him away to protect him from Kang Chang Ho. He sarcastically thinks it was thoughtful. An Yoon Seung tells the other man they should head back for today. He suggests they can check out the mysterious plant later. The other man pauses, thinking. The man confirms that Kang Chang Ho's eyes are dragon eyes. He asks if they are tradable items. The man states Kang Chang Ho probably swallowed his dragon eyes during use. Jair checks the hunter market. Dragon eyes are selling for 2.6 billion won. Unlike eyes, they don't boost mana, he thinks. The man is shocked by the price of dragon eyes. He regrets listening to the gossiping man. Someone pulls up Kang Chang Ho's hunter profile on their phone. December 23rd, 31 years old. He reads more about Kang Chang Ho. It's crazy someone like him can walk around freely. Tires screech loudly as Kang Chang Ho suddenly accelerates. A new threat has emerged. Kang Chang Ho's red car suddenly makes a sharp turn. Jair is startled as the car approaches, grabbing his neck. What's going on, he thinks. Kang Chang Ho uses an ability with glowing marks appearing on the car. What is he planning, Jair thinks. The driver looks back worried. Oh no, are you okay, sir? He asks. Jair, barely conscious, replies weakly, yes. He curses Kang Chang Ho internally. The driver yells at Kang Chang Ho to step on it. He apologizes, stating he mixed up the pedals. Kang Chang Ho, looking at his phone, says hello to Kim Kurieo, the F-rank hunter. Kang Chang Ho throws a stack of cash at the driver, stating that this should cover repairs. How much could that be? Chang Ho says that it looks like they will settle the medical expenses slowly, now giving his number. Kang Chang Ho says, here you go. Then Kang Chang Ho seems to be sending a text message. Kang Chang Ho, born with a silver spoon, became a hunter. He has a record of assault. He was imprisoned. Kang Chang Ho has a past. A news article reveals he was jailed for assaulting a driver. There's more to it. People have used the timing of Kang Chang Ho's awakening as an excuse. He assaulted for money. Kang Chang Ho, leaning against his car, remarks on the oddity of Jair's job. I know jobs that pay better than that. Kang Chang Ho asks Jair if he wants to hear about the dragon eyes. A slime whispers about a job that pays well to Jair, making him consider the offer. It's not hard to listen. The man offers Jair 80% of the gate earnings, wanting him to stop working for Yoon Seung. Jair thinks that's ridiculous. It seems the S-rank hunter has noticed the power within Jair. He wonders if Kim Kurieo's magic is equal to or greater than an S-rank hunter's power. I just need to control it. He clarifies that he can't enter S-rank gates right now, unsure about working together. S-rank? No way they'd push you there. The green-eyed man, surprised, voices his disbelief at Jair's supposed potential. Jair clarifies he wants to be his sponsor. Yoon-seung Man admits to being confused. Kang Chang-ho asks if Jair's silence is an acceptance of his offer. Jair wonders what he saw in him. Kang grins. Kang Chang-ho smirks deviously while someone thinks, "Damn it, Yoon-seung." The man's voice rises, accident with Kang Chang-ho. Kang wonders if Chang-ho caused it on purpose. "I had plans with you." He realizes Jair must be strong if Chang-ho wants him. "What should I do? Call the police?" He debates what to say. The frantic man recalls an S-rank hunter promising protection and items. "Forget it," he thinks, calming himself. Jair thinks the news is optimistic about humanity conquering the gates. The concept intrigues him. The panel shows gates, monsters, and awakened. It showcases the dangers Jair will face and his potential new career. The comic explains that magic uses mana drawn from a planet's core. Earth is mana-rich because of gates. The text reveals the gate monsters draw up mana and are hostile. Jair wonders about their origins. Seemingly confused, Jair is snapped out of his thoughts by Hyung. He thought about making the gates. "I don't understand." Kang says the situation is still unsatisfactory, and the man asks why. "The monsters in the gates try to kill everyone." Back in the room, someone remarks, "Now that you mention it, that could be true." Jair senses the energy is bubbling up like lava beneath my feet. His friend asks if something is wrong. "Damn it, it's mana." The blue energy explodes around on Yoon-seung as someone yells his name in disbelief. What is this?" Someone yells Hyung, seeing On Yoon-seung's mana explode. "Damn," Jair thinks as On screams. The energy expands outward, completely enveloping everything with incredible intensity. Kang Chang-ho is in a seemingly normal room. What is this, really inside the gate? Thinking that encountering monsters in a dead end is bad, he decides, "I need to move." Jair is transported thinking, "How am I supposed to get through this?" He wonders, "Where is this?" Kang finds himself in a room made of white tiles and says, "A stone tablet. It looks like something is written on it." Kang is transported into the gate and asks Kim Kuryeo. A mysterious man appears in the gate while someone wonders, "Who is that person?" Another yells, "Jeong Haesung was in Singapore." Jeong Haesung says he just returned today. He wonders if Kim Kuryeo knows Jeong Haesung. "Do you know Jeong Haesung?" The man mocks the situation, implying Jair needs to learn more. Who is he? With a fiery sword, Jeong Haesung is impressive. He's way more impressive, damn it. Someone tells Jeong Haesung that Jair, whose rank is F, is named Kim Kuryeo. Jeong greets him normally. The man says to skip introductions, wondering if Jair got pulled in too. Someone analyzes something. The screen on Jeong Haesung's device shows unavailable and X rank. He wonders what X rank even is. Someone declares there's something written on that slab. What could it say? The stone tablet reads, "The symbol of true faith shall become the key." Is this a clue for the gate? He tries to move the slab, but it is stuck. "Hunter Kang Chang-ho, could you help me?" Kang asks me. Kim responds, "I can't open it with my strength." Kang replies, "I guess I have no choice." Kang Chang-ho and Kim Kuryeo are sent flying backwards due to the explosion. Kang Chang-ho asks Kim Kuryeo for help getting up. The panel suddenly shows a large glowing hand and a red power. What's going on? A powerful explosion of mana blasts Kim Kuryeo, sending him flying backwards again. He is surrounded by green energy. S-rank hunters are special among those exposed to mana. Only few are granted such talent. The pair are unable to open a single door. Kang realizes brute force won't work here. They need another way. Kim Kuryeo says then, it looks like, as he stares at a stone golem, "There's nothing left to try but this." He stops and stares at what looks like a big hole, contemplating his next move. "This looks like..." The stone golem smiles menacingly and takes a huge step toward the two. Heh. The men above seem to be stalling, but below things are getting dire. "No way," one says. The man pushes his arm into the stone lion's mouth. A low rumble echoes through the chamber as the gears begin to turn within the statue. With a resounding asterisk thump, the stone doors open. Haesung's colleague asks, "Mr. Jeong Haesung, what's wrong?" "He's bleeding." My blood was drained, Haesung thinks, still questioning his earlier decision. The statue wolf begins to suck his arm. Someone says shoulder might be the only way, really. Another states, shall we get moving? Another thinks, is this really okay? The group continues deeper into the gate. Haesung grumbles, damn again, as they come across another lion statue. With a renewed sense of urgency, the group realizes the danger. We don't have time to stand around, one says before adding, we need to get out of here quickly. After the doors open, one says, let's go. Someone groans, ugh. Another statue, again. The man with the purple hair seems annoyed. He's tired of this process. The first man asks, what, why me? Another notices the blood absorption rate has changed. Haesung scoffs, why don't you just lead the way to the end? The purple-haired man retorts, do you not know my hunter ranking? Kang Chang-ho with a blade in hand demands cooperation. And if I refuse? Asks the purple-haired man with a smirk. As the purple-haired man smirks, the man in the back questions, there's another hunter over there, isn't there? He asks, don't you ask him too? Damn, now that he mentioned it. The survival rate is about 60%. The text reads, this place may not have monsters, but that doesn't mean it's safe. Sacrificing someone is the solution. Above, the one says, we're screwed, aren't we? Realizing the direness of the situation. That's, the man concludes. A hulking shadow emerges from the statue's opening. Its massive size dwarfs the men, a looming threat. The man yells, what the hell, wasn't there supposed to be nothing strange here? The wolf snarls loudly. The blond man's eyes widen as he realizes his impending doom. Blood splatters everywhere as Kang Chang-ho strikes. Kang Chang-ho follows through with his fiery attack. The purple-haired man didn't expect such a fast action. The blond man questions the flames, wondering if it's magic. The purple-haired man is still conscious. With a powerful stomp, the wolf slams its foot down. The group struggles to keep their balance. As the wolf towers over him, Choi Jin is warned to look behind him. Choi Jin launches a powerful counterattack with blinding speed. Can he overcome Kang Chang-ho's sudden assault? The blond man questions Kang Chang-ho's power. Choi Jin finds the wolf weaker than expected. Look over there, someone says. Energy swirls around the wolf, coalescing into a menacing aura. The danger level is rising. The wolf lunges, its teeth bared in a ferocious snarl, ready to strike. The wolf's immense claw strikes, radiating an eerie, ominous blue glow. The group must find a way to avoid this deadly blow. The wolf's swing sends the men flying through the air. They are no match for the statue's raw power. Choi-jin smirks and replies, you just focus on your own job. Someone says, take care of the rear hunter Kang Chang-ho. The remaining hunters are sent flying after the wolf howls loudly. Choi-jin retaliates. He lands a powerful blast infused with magic. He is the purple-haired man in the group. The clash of power is felt. Choi-jin clashes with Kang Chang-ho in an intense, fiery battle. Choi-jin, imbued with power, unleashes his full magical potential against Kang Chang-ho. The green magical energy intensifies around the wolf, becoming a blinding force. Multiple wolves appear. Where did they come from? Kang Chang-ho looks prepared for the imminent clash. Kang Chang-ho unleashes a flurry of fiery sword strikes on the wolf. Two S-rank hunters clash. Wow, that's impressive, 2 S-ranks and they're already this strong. Choi-jin says, there are more of them than I thought. Thanks to the blood loss, his stamina is dropping fast. Choi-jin stares intently, determined to stop the rampaging stone wolf now. Choi-jin smirks as he looks at the stone wolf's attacks and says, I see. Kang Chang-ho's fiery blade cuts through the air. The pressure is overwhelming. The damage has been done, Choi-jin thinks to himself, so that's how it is. We are recruiting for Korean translators, Chinese translators, proofreaders, and editors. A figure calls out to Jair as he stands near Sunhee's pork soup. The man mentions the deleted articles and asks if Jair knocked out Jeong Haesung. Jair seems unconcerned by this revelation. He responds, yeah, it more or less went like that. His companion is clearly concerned, asking if Jair got hurt during the X-rank gate incident. Jair is pleased that he's worried. Jair expresses gratitude for the help as his phone rings with a restricted number. He tells the man to hold on. Jair answers the phone and the caller identifies himself as Jeong Haesung. He tells Yoon Seung-ah to eat without him. On the phone, Jiang Haesung says he left his number to apologize. He ponders how to say sorry for what happened at the gate. Jiang Haesung asks if Jair was the one who knocked him out. He admits he doesn't remember the incident. Something feels off to him. Jiang Haesung continues, suspecting Kang Chang-ho was responsible for the attack. He is unsure. According to Haesung, he remembers getting hit in the head and turning around. The real problem was what he saw. Jiang Haesung asks Jair to explain what happened. Jair notices a slime monster nearby and thinks, this is bad. Jiang Haesung thinks of how absurd reports are coming out about him. Should he tell Jair he was forced? Jiang Haesung is hailed as a hero because of his many gate closures. Jiang Haesung describes himself as a workaholic. He questions why he is protecting Jair. Jair shocks Jiang Haesung by confessing, it was me who knocked you out. Jiang Haesung explains, I worried you were pushing yourself too hard. While asleep, he planned to sacrifice himself. An unseen figure asks, kidding me? Jair is in a hospital gown and looks worried. An unseen woman believes Jair is trying to smooth things over with a measly item. His behavior is despicable. Jiang Haesung asks if Jair is really an F-rank hunter. Someone off-screen says to stop talking because there are circumstances. Jiang Haesung abruptly declares, enough, talking any further is a waste of time. He ominously adds, I'll be watching you from now on. Jair ends his call with Jiang Haesung. He apologizes for the long conversation. The woman reassures him, no worries, Hunternim. A newspaper headline screams about Jiang Haesung being found unconscious. The cause wasn't a monster. The guild removed the articles about Jair knocking out Jiang Haesung. The comments mock Jiang Haesung's abilities. The public knows about Jair knocking out Jiang Haesung, even with deleted articles. People are starting to worry. The woman believes Kang Chang-ho is behind everything based on background research. The man finds something odd about Jair. The woman argues that Kang Chang-ho wouldn't let an F-rank live. Kang Chang from his hospital bed wonders why Kang Chang-ho used Jair. The man thinks about Jiang Haesung's indifferent gaze. He has felt uneasy since his awakening. The woman believes Jair's rank was faked and to contact the association. A headline reports Jiang Haesung was found unconscious. Cause of incident not a monster. The panel explains that awakened individuals gain superpowers, known as skills, when they awaken. The manhwa explains awakened sorcerers can only use the magic they first awakened with. Jiang Haesung can't use ice magic. The panel reveals if awakened humans want a different magic, they must pay an enormous price for a skill stone. Jair thinks because he reincarnated, he has the theoretical ability to use magic skills, but he can't show it off. The man discovered a way to use a magic amplifier after scrambling and doing research. The S-ranks are paying attention. Jair explains his damaged body limits his magic flow, but he still has internal magic. Jair stands before a tall building, thinking of it as the Korean Magic Tower. Jair arrives only to be stopped by a guard. The guard recognizes him from yesterday. The guard looks at Jair incredulously, scoffing, an appointment, that's ridiculous. Someone whispers, this is ridiculous, I can't stand it here. Suddenly, the man apologizes for being late and says the office called. He was held up. The man says, no, it's totally fine, I've got plenty of time anyway. He expresses admiration for An Yoon-seung. The man asks Jair what brings him to the Magic Tower. Awkward silence falls between them. Jair says he scheduled a meeting. The man invites Jair to come in with his companion. The invitation is surprisingly warm. The man explains that F-ranks aren't allowed inside for security reasons. He apologizes. With determination, Jair strides through the Magic Tower's doors. A caption states they are here to meet the guild's head honcho. The man at the counter gives Jair a visitor pass and directions. The woman wonders, we're going alone. Without a guide, they move towards the elevator. Let's just go and see. The elevator dings, announcing their arrival on the 60th floor. Tension rises. An Yoon-seung seems stunned as he quietly utters Yoon-seung-ah's name. Yoon-seung-ah, eyes shadowed, expresses doubt about the situation, asking, something's definitely wrong, right? Kang Chang-ho's eyesight has drastically improved thanks to a rare item he acquired. The dragon's eye grants clear vision, making distant objects easy to see. It also enhances magical abilities. The dragon's eye even grants the power to gauge awakening levels. With these eyes, Kang Chang-ho never had to squint, until now. Kang Chang-ho, with his enhanced vision, questions what he just witnessed. He senses a peculiar, unfamiliar magic emanating from Kurieo. The power feels weak yet. Kang Chang-ho asks the young man his name. Kurieo replies, "It's Kim Kurieo." Kang Chang-ho asks Kurieo his hunter rank. Kurieo replies, "It's F rank." Kang Chang-ho thinks, "Liar." Kang Chang-ho thinks, "An F rank looking me straight in the eye like this." Kang Chang-ho muses it's been a while since he could casually visit a store. He scoffs at Kurieo being an F rank. Fueled by curiosity, Kang Chang-ho tries to push Kurieo's buttons. He wonders what will happen next. Kang Chang-ho, an S-rank hunter used to attention, actually liked Kurieo's indifference. Kang Chang-ho is very bothered by Kim Kurieo's indifference towards him. He asks if he'll testify to knocking out Jeong Haesung. Kang Chang-ho stares intently. He tells Kurieo he only needs to say one thing in court. Kang Chang-ho smiles deviously. "What if I refuse, then I can't go down alone, can I?" Jair thinks to himself he could have handled the Jeong Haesung situation. Kang Chang-ho is curious about Kurieo's hidden abilities. Jair thinks about Kang Chang-ho's absurd demands. He wonders if it really is as simple as that. Kang Chang-ho notices Kurieo shows no fear towards him, perhaps to avoid confrontation. Kang Chang-ho thinks he said he currently can't enter S-rank gates. Kang Chang-ho questions if Kim Kurieo is actually a high-level awakened hunter. He muses about the suffocating feeling of restraints. Kang Chang-ho admits he can't discern Kurieo's abilities. "Let's get out of this dungeon." Kang Chang-ho declares, "Let's call it a day here." Kurieo thinks, "Damn it, I somehow survived." As Kang Chang-ho walks away, Kurieo struggles to his feet, determined to persevere. Kang Chang-ho shields his eyes from the bright, post-dungeon sunlight, looking thoughtful. Kurieo stares into the sky, processing the events within the dungeon. He wonders what awaits him now that he's out. The crowd outside cheers as the hunters emerge from the dungeon. Kim Kurieo wonders why so many people are gathered. Kang Chang-ho stands before the press. The crowd is asking for details on the dungeon. A reporter shoves a microphone in Kurieo's face, demanding how many started the raid. Kang Chang-ho observes several gates appearing simultaneously. He wonders aloud if every exit from the dungeon is located here. Reporters notice Kang Chang-ho carrying Kurieo and exclaim, "Two S-rankers. Jeong Haesung is here too." Kang Chang-ho pauses mid-sentence, a grave question hanging in the air. Why did Jeong Haesung collapse? A man in a suit asks if they're speaking to Hunter Kang Chang-ho. Kurieo confirms he's with the association. Kang Chang-ho states he has many questions, but Jeong Haesung's condition takes priority. He wonders if it was a gate gimmick. Amidst the chaos, Kurieo inwardly scoffs, frustrated by the immediate lies surrounding Jeong Haesung's condition. The association employee demands an explanation. How could a new hunter defeat Jeong Haesung? The association employee stops Kang Chang-ho, ordering him to speak honestly. Kang Chang-ho pins Kurieo with a piercing gaze, asking, "Wasn't it you who did that to Jeong Haesung?" Kang Chang-ho taunts Kurieo, demanding he speak up instead of staying silent. Kang Chang-ho realizes he has no choice but to play along with Kurieo's performance. Kurieo prepares to explain. Kurieo finally speaks, his voice steady and clear. "It's true that I knocked out Jeong Haesung." Kurieo smirks, ready to explain the situation. "I didn't mean to harm him," he begins. The association employee dismisses Kurieo's claim that he defeated Jeong Haesung. "I'm telling you, it wasn't me," Kurieo groans inwardly. A nearby police officer yells, "Mr. Kang Chang-ho, can't you see? Kang Chang-ho is holding onto someone." The association employee questions if he looks like he wants to talk about Jeong Haesung. As Kang Chang-ho holds Kurieo, a reporter shouts, "Wait a minute," then he realizes. The crowd erupts. Reporters bombard Kurieo with questions, demanding if he truly defeated Jeong Haesung. A smirk spreads across Kang Chang-ho's face. "Yes," he says, his voice calm. Kang Chang-ho acknowledges Kurieo's statement. A subtle grin plays on his lips thinking, I did it. Kang Chang-ho holds up a breaking news article about Jeong Haesung. It mentions friction with Hunter. Kang Chang-ho removes a hospital gown with a smirk. He may be up to something. At Soonhee's pork soup restaurant, someone greets Jair. He mentions articles about Jair knocking someone out were deleted. Jair eats his pork soup. He realizes Jeong Haesung wanted to meet him urgently to apologize. He's relieved Jair is okay after the X-Rank gate incident. Jair deflects, saying it was thanks to the help. Jair's phone rings, showing a restricted number. He answers, and a voice on the line identifies himself as Jeong Haesung. Little Jair is excited that Yoon Seung-ah will be eating without him. He left his number to apologize personally yesterday. From his hospital bed, Jeong Haesung asks if Jair knocked him out at the gate. He feels something is off about the situation. Jeong Haesung reveals that he doesn't remember anything from the X-Rank gate incident. Jeong Haesung suspects Kang Chang-ho attacked him but isn't certain. He only remembers turning around. A voice booms, could you explain what happened? Jair is ready to answer. Jair on the phone thinks, this is bad. The public is confused by absurd reports about Jeong Haesung's fall. Kang Chang-ho wonders if he should reveal he was forced. He questions Jeong's trust. Later, he discovered the reason Jeong Haesung is a national hero. It's the gate closures. Jeong Haesung is a workaholic who only cares about clearing gates. Jeong Haesung says, I'm sorry Jeong Haesung, it was me who knocked you out. Jeong Haesung worried Jair pushed himself. He planned to be the sacrifice. He has an item for an apology. A woman appears and says, excuse me, this could have been resolved with conversation. Jeong Haesung realizes Jair knocked him out to sacrifice him so Jair could escape. Jeong Haesung questions, are you really an F-rank hunter? Jair says, enough talking, there are some circumstances. Jeong Haesung in his hospital bed says, any further is a waste of time. He warns, I'll be watching you from now on. No. Jeong Haesung ends the call to Kim Kurieo. He sighs in relief, apologizing for the long call. No worries, Hunternim, here's the information. A newspaper headline reads that Jeong Haesung was found unconscious after the gate incident. The guild removed all articles to stop misinformation. Online, many joke about Jeong Haesung being knocked out. Even if the articles are gone, the public knows the truth. S-rank hunters aren't invincible, people are worried. The woman concludes Kang Chang-ho is responsible for the incident. The man looks up Jair and finds his F-rank listing. The woman states if Jair were really F-rank, Kang Chang-ho wouldn't let him live. Jeong Haesung questions why Kang Chang-ho would make a deal with Jair. It's likely he was watched as he fell. Jair recalls the cold and indifferent gaze. Since awakening, I've never felt such unease from someone as I thought. Seon Woo-yeon refuses to believe Jair is F-rank. She wants a reassessment of his awakening level. Someone in a hospital gown reads a newspaper about Jeong Haesung's condition. Superpowers are also known as skills and are common among awakened individuals. The moment of awakening arrives, but magic on Earth has limitations. Fire users like Jeong Haesung can't use ice magic. If hunters want different magic types, they need a magic tool called a skill stone. Jair remembers he reincarnated knowing everything about magic and is a genius. He cannot show it. Due to the incident, S-rank hunters are watching Jair. He's found a way to use a magic amplifier. Jair's body is broken and can't fully channel magic anymore, but he can manage internal magic. The building displays the logo Korean Magic Tower. Someone comments, so they own that gate. A guard confronts Jair at the Korean Magic Tower. He asks if Jair came yesterday. Someone tries to pull Jair away, but he dismisses him. Jair thinks he is tired of people underestimating him. The blonde man shouts Hyung at Jair, apologizing for arriving late. The man tells Jair he's here to help because Jair asked. He's paid his debt but is still relying on him. The man is excited to meet On Yoon Seung, expressing his admiration. He asks what brings him here. Awkward silence fills the air. The man mentions he's meeting with Magic Tower's representative. The guard apologizes. Company policy doesn't allow F-ranks inside for security reasons. Jair and his friend are about to enter the Korean Magic Tower. They are about to meet the head of Korean Magic Tower. It is Neo Sisters Guild head On Yoon-seung. The guard asks if Jair is here about the gate. He points to the top floor. The guard directs Jair and his friend to the 60th floor elevator. His friend asks, "We're going alone without a guide." The elevator arrives on the 60th floor, where An Yoon-seung awaits Jair. Jair is surprised by someone saying, "Yoon-seung-ah." He's being confronted by a man with bodyguards. From the top floor, a voice wonders, "Something's definitely wrong, right?" An Yoon-seung smiles mysteriously, leaning on her hand, eyes squinting. A plot is brewing. Yoon-seung remembers, or rather recognizes something. Something is wrong with this, right? He explains that he pressed the 60th floor, but they're on the second. It seems we're being tested. Rumors say the tower's representative, the guild master, has a strange personality. Getting an appointment is hard. The guild representative confirms it. The entire building is a maze. They must find their own way to the top floor. Seung suggests that they should try the stairs to find their way up. The group is now in the parking lot, despite coming from the second floor. Following the strange parking lot trip, the blonde man asks a pressing question. The blonde man sighs, questioning how they are supposed to clear such a place. Seung comments on how well-made the maze is. He would almost like to meet the creator. Seung is shocked that the maze is made of magic. Jair seems strangely familiar. The man suggests they split up as staying together wastes time. Seung calms him, he has something he can do. Seung understands how simple the magic is. He wonders how others get lost in such a simple maze. Yoon-seung exclaims that he has found the path to the top floor. The blonde man wonders if they have to empty the inside of the door. He confirms his reasoning, it's an elevator shaft. Seung tells the blonde man to wait and calls for the elevator. Seung outlines his plan. They must enter the elevator and quickly exit. Confused, the blonde man watches Seung kick the elevator door. "What are you doing, Hayoung?" With a resounding crash, Seung kicks open the elevator door. The blonde man is shocked and confused by Seung's unconventional method. Are they really going to the top? The blonde man is perplexed by Seung's abrupt actions. What is this all of a sudden? The blonde man asks where they are going. Seung replies they must jump. The blonde man yells out Jair's name. He is thrown backwards by Seung's kick. In freefall, the blonde man is upside down, screaming. He clearly did not expect Seung to do this. Feet fall downwards. Where will Seung and the blonde man end up? The blonde man says he jumped more dangerous cliffs inside gates. Why is this so scary? Seung smirks menacingly. A voice booms out, "You managed to get here. Who could it be?" A beautiful woman appears, smiling confidently. "Fastest among all the participants of my maze." The blonde man compliments Seung, surprised by the hidden route. A hand strikes the floor. The woman introduces herself as Esther. Esther smiles after revealing herself as the representative of the tower. Now, everyone. Esther invites them to sit. She asks if one of them is An Yoon-seung, the hunter. Esther rests, saying she set the difficulty high, but they solved it too easily. The blonde man wonders if she is the one who created the maze. Kim Kurieo introduces himself. The blonde man asks what she means by them sharing a rare attribute. Esther reveals her curse attribute. Esther reveals she is a hunter, a rare one possessing a curse attribute. Esther is a curse attribute hunter. She uses status ailments like weakness and slow on her targets. The world is seeing mana emerge. A narration box states that hunters like An Yoon-seung are few and far between. Esther says those with special skills like curse or analysis are rare. I apologize for. Esther admits that she didn't recognize him at first. She is now appearing on broadcasts. Esther ends the small talk. She reminds Yoon-seung that he has business at the Magic Tower's gate. He confirms. The blonde man tells Esther that he wants to enter the gate. He believes Yoon-seung is helping him. What rank are you? Esther sees Jaire's hunter license. Oh, I see F rank, she says with amusement. Esther asks why they want to enter the gate. Gathering resources would be a problem. Esther remarks he wasn't after the fruits and expresses it's still hard to grant permission. Seung asks if that's the case. Esther asks about the money needed to monopolize a gate. I wouldn't want to. Esther adds that she'd prefer to talk to the guild, not them. Esther smiles with confidence. She knows something they do not. What is she planning? Esther questions what valuable resources Jair expects from a low-tier dungeon. Jair responds that he is not affiliated with any guild. Esther is confused. The blonde man realizes Jair has no guild or team, he only knows Seung. Esther's expression changes to shock. She says this is truly a personal request. Esther wonders if she should tell them she knew about his disguise. Esther looms over them, a sinister smile on her face. Hey. Esther is licking her lips, a sinister aura surrounding her. The blonde man is uneasy. Esther smirks. So you're saying you have high-level appraisal skills? Before Jair can answer Esther's question, a voice booms out calling him, Mr. Kim Kurieo. Immediately after he replies, yes. Esther's eyes glint as she proposes, I'll give you the whole gate. Esther explains appraisers are in high demand because people are scammed without them. She emphasizes the signing bonus, 500 million. Jair looks up confused by Esther's bold offer. What did you say? He asks, wanting to confirm what he heard. Seeing Esther's frantic state, someone tells her to calm down while another thinks about the offer. Jair thinks about what he can buy with 500 million, just how many rice soups. Esther explains they have plenty of appraisers. Jair looks back, confused, asking if she really wants to hire him. Jair contemplates Esther's offer, dreaming of wealth and a simple desk job. Jair stops himself, thinking about how he can avoid hunter work. He asks her to repeat herself. Jair pauses and a green slime monster appears beside him. Wait, work. He's supposed to sign a contract and go back to work. I reincarnated to retire. Jair imagines commuting, overtime, and annoying customer complaints. No way, I absolutely refuse to work, Jair exclaims. The man is surprised at the offer. Someone apologizes and Jair pretends he didn't hear it. Esther asks Jair how much he wants. Jair states it's not about the money, he refuses to join a guild. Esther questions Jair's refusal, telling him he'll have to pay to enter the gate. The man wonders how much Esther can gather, stating he'd like to negotiate. Esther explains the material grants resistance against skills, even monster attacks. Someone thinks about maintaining a barrier around the tower being too costly. Esther smirks and states, this alone should be enough to cover the fee. Esther offers Jair the opportunity to test his abilities, piquing his interest. The man claims to know the item's location and is willing to share the information. That's the one from last time, he says, the item defeated fire bats. Jair hesitates, thinking, does that sand really have mana-absorbing function? Esther thinks about selling the sand before it loses value. She wonders about Jair's reaction to the trade. Someone asks if that's the case, wouldn't that put him at a disadvantage? Jair says that may be true, but he doesn't need to change anything. Esther says to consider the offer. Jair stands silent as Esther waits expectantly. The sun sets, casting a warm glow over the city's skyline. Someone calls Esther representative. She takes a sip of her drink. Is something bad going on? She asks. Esther claims it was just a prank she played on the guests earlier. Someone asks if Esther did something to the guests earlier. She replies it was fun. Esther sips her drink, wondering what kind of curse caused a 30-second sneeze. So trivial, so insignificant, she thinks. Esther's response after Jair contemplates the proposal is simple. That's right. Esther, having finished her tea, smiles to herself. They should be sneezing uncontrollably by now, right? Esther sips her drink when suddenly an intense gaze pierces through Jair. He realizes he's being watched. Kang Chang-ho glares at Jair with intense suspicion. His eyes seem to penetrate, filled with a fierce, unsettling glare. Esther realizes Jair knew about her curse all along. He is an awakener. Someone calls out to Esther, referring to her as representative. Analysis shows the hunter's sand has an absorption effect. Esther asks if Jair is aware of their intent, stating, "Is that so?" The man tells Esther to bring up Jair's hunter profile. He says, "Yes, I'll get to that." Esther's curse hits, causing someone to suddenly exclaim "AARRRGH," followed by groans of UGHHHH. And someone asks, "Hyung, are you okay?" The man regrets drinking the coffee. He thinks to himself, "I'll never drink it again." Suddenly, Jair detects a strange scent. What is this? He thinks to himself, confused. Jair reacts to the strange scent, covered in coffee from Esther's curse. He thinks fairy. The Chibai version of Kang Chang-ho scoffs. Jair realizes, and not to mention, we made eye contact. Kang Chang-ho asks if Jair doesn't like the coffee. Jair thinks, I can't spit it out. Let's address one fact here. Kim Kurieo's body is controlled by alien magic. Jair thinks no one is more proficient in magic than him to take control. The man confronts Jair, referencing the item he gave Esther earlier. You said you were the only one who knew about it. The man reveals the sand instantly puts out fire bats and reinforces buildings. The man asks if Jair dislikes the Hunter Association. Jair says he has no feelings. Sion Woo-yeon thinks, I was just trying to make a good impression on Hunter Esther. Jair is confused by this statement. Someone asks if Esther is Jair's ideal type, but Jair denies having feelings. The man is suspicious of Jair and asks, what are you trying to obtain? The alley echoes with a loud bang. Tension mounts as Jair and the man in the hat confront each other, the phone lighting their faces with an eerie glow. A brilliant light fills the alley. Jair and the man are pushed back by the force of the sudden appearance. Jair, shocked, can only mutter, what the? The man in the hat recoils, hands flying to his mouth in shock. This guy, how did he wonders. The smoke settles. Jair swings a chained, mysterious-looking object. Jair admires the effect of the chained object. He knows he needs to move quickly before someone else arrives. Did they drop this? A normal Earthling would call for help during a crisis like this. Jair calls 112. Jair answers the phone, speaking professionally. A muffled voice whispers, I've been kidnapped. Frustrated when there's no response on the phone, Jair wonders if it's broken. He tries texting to Kim Kurieo, kidnapped. Jair receives a message back from 112. Response may take some time, he reads, confused. Jair stares at the automated text response from 112, frustration building. He's left on the ground and wonders if his messages were even read. The other line is silent, and Yoon Seung sighs, realizing this won't work. He needs a backup plan. All right, the report is done. Still gripping the chained object, Jair wonders to himself, shall I resume my escape? Two men in dark clothing enter the building. The sound of their steps echoes in the dark. The two men pause, hearing footsteps approaching them in the darkness. Hey, what's that? The men stop, looking at a figure in the distance. There's something foggy over there. Who's that guy? Before the men can react, they hear a voice. Did one of our guys dye their hair? Jair winds the chained object above his head, ready to swing again. The chain object slams into the two men. They fly back with surprising speed, utterly stunned and caught off guard. One of the men manages to yell, wait, don't tell me it's the awakened one we kidnapped, as Jair strikes. The man lies defeated, blood dripping. Jair looks down at his fallen foe, chain in hand. The awakened one knows shoving the artifact is effective. He needs to find the exit first. Even in this F-rank body, Jair can sense intense magic waves. It's a gate. Jair sees a gate outside. He recognizes gates as hunting grounds for hunters. Jair sees a gate leading to the outside world. Suddenly, an alarm blares. The F-rank we locked up has escaped. Jair, glowing with an otherworldly aura, knows he must escape quickly. We need to get downstairs first. Up ahead, someone shouts, "Over there," as Jair still hasn't made an escape, already exhausted. The men shout, "How dare an F-rank attempt to escape? Grab him immediately, W8." From the shadows, someone warns everyone to hold their breath. Jair realizes it's too late. He activates the artifact's power. The chained artifact creates a swirling vortex as Jair continues his onslaught on the foes. One of the foes lies on the ground, gritting his teeth. Another, already down, struggles, groaning, my path." Jair prepares the chained object. Gripping his hand on the container, the man realizes Jair is not a normal F-rank hunter. This F-rank bastard. The two men fall to the ground as Jair continues his escape. "Gah," one gasps out. The man grabs Jair by the throat. "You're not supposed to touch the merchandise, but today I'll make an exception." The man that grabbed Jair flies through the air, knocked out by the chained object. The unconscious man, weapon chained beside him, lies on top of several other bodies. "You're exhausting." Jair notices the chain object. What? My mana is already depleted." Jair suddenly notices a shimmering gate. He realizes it's his chance to escape using the gate's vibrations beyond the door. Despite his depleted mana, Jair spots a huge door with a path outside. He races towards it. A mysterious energy surrounds Jair. "Boss, an awakened one escaped upstairs, and it's not locked." More suited men rush forward, wondering what happened. Jair and the other suited men stand stunned. Upstairs, another man sees the carnage. He's shocked by Jair's escape and apologizes. He thinks a gate indoors and Kang Chang Ho. Another man yells, "What did you do upstairs?" The suited man is furious, witnessing the carnage. Jair realizes he's been underestimating his own strength. "So you're not really F-rank, huh?" Jair realizes they don't know the chain's effects. "If I bluff, I might escape." A nearby slime wishes Jair was not there. The boss sighs, apologizing to Mr. Kang for the interruption. The man in the hat asks for help capturing Jair. He thinks an S-rank hunter would be faster. That shameless bastard. The man in the hat asks if he will take the job of VIP. "Of course," the blue-haired man says, "you also need an appraiser." The man wonders if Jair is being offered a discount because he's damaged merchandise. A slime nearby shouts. Jair internally debates his next move. He wonders if anyone even received his message. How about running away now? Jair can't think about his next move. From the darkness, Kang Chang Ho appears. Kang Chang Ho asks, "Have you ever seen me run before?" The man recalls, "No, you." The blue-haired man sizes up Jair. He smiles, sensing Jair isn't an ordinary F-rank. Well, what have we here?" The man with the blue hair orders Jair to be caught as he escapes. Kang Chang Ho smiles, never intending to let Jair escape. Never, not even once. The blonde man asks if they should settle things properly right then and there. The blue-haired man smirks and the man he faces says, "I'll just surrender." The blue-haired man questions the surrender, mentioning how they beat the guards to get there. The man responds that he also wouldn't trust someone who escaped once. The blue-haired man seems surprised and thinks to himself, "So what happens now?" The blonde man is confused and says, "Wait, what was that just now?" Then someone calls for the boss. A voice calls, "Are you there?" Jair sees a man walking through a gate. The man in charge appears and remarks, "Right on time, 12 o'clock." The man remarks that Koreans love to keep promises, then asks, "Is this the transporter?" Someone mentions a rare mage with spatial movement skills. Another says they're surprised to see him. Jair thinks, "Should I take this chance to run away?" Kang Chang Ho says hello. Before Kang Chang Ho can finish his greeting, he is suddenly attacked. The blonde man is shocked. Kang Chang Ho is attacking, a blue magic symbol appearing. Kang Chang Ho is shocked by the attack and shouts, "What, Hunter Kang Chang Ho?" Someone asks, "What's going on?" Kang Chang Ho looks down at his arm, then thinks, "I spent time and money to handle this bug." The men in suits discuss how hard it is to catch teleporters. Choi Jin says he couldn't care less about what they think. The blonde man is confused by the sudden attack, asking what's happening now. But now. Kang Chang-ho looks down at the group, his hand glowing with power. His eyes flash a sinister green. Now then. The boss is being pushed toward the gate. A green explosion radiates from behind as someone is sent flying. The boss barely dodges the attack. An explosion rocks the area behind him. The blonde man realizes the power difference. He can't win against the S rank. Hunters with immense power appeared, and that is when the extra rank started. Energy explodes from the S rank, a powerful force about to be unleashed. Kang Chang-ho thinks about being the top of the food chain on Earth. Someone begs to be spared. Hunter Kang Chang-ho wonders why they would make such a foolish request now. The blue-haired man smirks, looking down at them. He calls them useless. The blonde man screams in pain. He realizes, indeed, I shouldn't mess with Kang Chang-ho. The blonde man is shocked by Kang Chang-ho's attack. He thinks police. With sirens blaring, police cars arrive at the scene. Someone asks, "Did you call the police?" After hearing about the police, the blue-haired man smirks. Even the slime asks why. What's wrong? He scoffs. The blue-haired man warns everyone to not involve him. He claims to be stopping the Korean awakened people smuggling. The blonde man responds that it's the police's job. He scoffs at the police. The text states that it would usually take days to find this location. Awakened leave public office and manpower is scarce. The blue-haired man claims things are moving too quickly. He suspects someone did something. Someone grabs Kang Chang-ho's shoulder, thanking him, asking him to wait. He sees Choi Jin stuck to the wall. The blonde man curses, realizing, damn it, in this situation. The narration says if Kang Chang-ho disappears, the next situation is obvious. The police have arrived and are ordering Kang Chang-ho and others to freeze. The blonde man held by the neck is suddenly told he is under arrest. The slime calls it ridiculous, yelling, "Can you really treat a good alien like this?" The police are still arresting people unaware of Jair. The woman is shocked and asks Kim Kurieo. A cop walks forward asking why the man is in handcuffs. Another asks if he knows him. The woman says she got a contact from Hunter On Yoon-seung. He got a message from him. On Yoon-seung received a message while dealing with a dungeon break. He's shocked. Using his tracking skills, he traced the unconscious people. The team leader finds out they are part of human trafficking. The woman realizes this kidnapping may be the meeting place for traffickers. She's in disbelief. The woman states that the leaders are hidden so hard to track. This was the boss's room, a man says. The police question the blonde man, asking if Kang Chang-ho did this to them. The woman realizes Kim Kurieo was not even tied up. She asks if this belongs to anyone. The woman realizes that Jair, who reported the kidnapping, was in the boss room. The woman observes Jair has almost no injuries from the alleged kidnapping. Was he really kidnapped? Meanwhile, the woman is shocked at the situation. A new possibility crosses her mind. Could it be? This panel is an advertisement for the Scanlation Group Arvin Recruitment. They need staff. The kidnapping wasn't part of the plan. Jair didn't intend for this to happen. Jair considers the situation, realizing that even a free magical tool is a net positive. Jair examines the rare item, realizing it can be recharged for repeated use. He's unbothered by desertion, he'll laugh it off. Jair notices the tool only works on humans, not beasts. Finally, the water in the kettle boils, ready for his plan. Jair pours the green liquid, exclaiming that he achieved the perfect color. He is impressed by his creation. Jair stares at the green liquid in the glass, calling it the magic amplification elixir. He proclaims himself a genius archmage. The narration states the elixir boosts magic activation, offering temporary use. Jair drinks the elixir, getting ready to test it out. Jair confirms his breathing is fine. The potion lasts 5 minutes. One spell is all he needs. Jair contemplates executing his first magic spell on Earth, feeling the power coursing through his veins. Jair casts the spell, channeling energy through his body. He aims for right kneecap and calf muscle repair. His physical condition is stabilized and his aging has halted. The spell works better than Jair expected. Jair tests his leg, the pain is gone. It's too early to rejoice though. Jair is shocked at how little mana he has left after a basic spell. He shouldn't be impatient. Jair opens the kitchen cabinet, hoping to find something useful for his situation. Let's stay positive. Jair cautiously opens the door with a chain lock, questioning the identity of the person outside. Who are you? An older man greets Jair, surprised to see him home. Jair realizes this man owns the house. A familiar relationship. The landlord apologizes for the sudden visit, asking if Jair's having a tough month. Jair is confused, revealing he hasn't paid rent yet. The landlord hands Jair a stack of overdue bills, saying it's already been 3 months. Jair is overwhelmed by the overdue bills. His landlord threatens to make more phone calls if he doesn't pay soon. The landlord states the total rent owed for 3 months, 1,350,000 won. What? Jair exclaims. The landlord tells Jair to leave if he can't pay rent. Jair turns the doorknob, realizing this is bad. Jair stresses, if he can't pay 1,350,000 won, he will be kicked out. Jair wonders where he can get money, maybe he buried cash somewhere, then he remembers something he owns. Right, I had that. Jair hesitates to use his plan but knows he needs money. I need to collect the money I buried. Jair answers his phone, asking if he's reached Kang Chang-ho's number. A building stands tall, symbolizing the headquarters to claim his settlement money. Kang Chang-ho is on a phone call discussing a traffic accident. How much do you need? Jair mutters about a 3 million won traffic accident settlement. He's looking for advice on how much to ask for. Jair starts to consider asking for 3 million, thinking about Jeong Hae-sung and the human trafficking. Jair receives 3 million won from Kang Chang-ho through RinePay. Sent, he exclaims, amused by this turn of events. Ha, this is ridiculous. Jair realizes that after paying his rent and utilities, little will be left. He wonders if there's another way to make money. Jair sees an incoming call from An Yoon-seung. He realizes he forgot to thank him. Jair realizes A-class hunters can make millions in dungeon raids. Wait a minute. Jair thanks An Yoon-seung for surviving the human trafficking ring, mentioning Seon Woo-yeon's assistance. An Yoon-seung says that coffee is enough gratitude.